issues. Trump was an outlier and extraordinarily committed fraud, and we need to keep it the way and look at it the way it should be looked at.
This is trending on social media. Truckers for Trump.
Yeah. Well, and just go back off of what Chris said. I mean, this is Trump's base, the working class base. And look, buckle up 2024. I mean, this is the first major legal decision we've seen out of Trump's legal issues. You know, let's see what happens next.
That's what I was wondering. Like, if there's a verdict in Georgia that goes against him, now all of a sudden, are there going to be boycotts of the state of Georgia? I don't know.
But the truckers lose money, too, and lose business, too, if they stage this boycott. There'll be other truckers, as Chris said, that will fill that gap. It's not like this is some unionized.
You've just seen a glimpse of a fresh segment from News Nation. Stay tuned, because at the close of this video, we will showcase the full clip for your viewing pleasure. But before that, we'd like to share our perspective with you. Don't forget to show your support by clicking the like button and subscribing to our channel for more content like this. We're eager to hear your views, so drop us a comment below. We'll make sure to get back to you. The decision by the truckers for Trump to boycott New York in solidarity with Donald Trump represents not just an act of protest, but a signal of the unyielding support that the former president continues to receive from his base, particularly from the working class. Despite the criticism this move has garnered, it's important to recognize the statement these truckers are making. Their dedication to standing up for what they believe in, even at a personal or financial cost. Advocates of Trump understand that this is an underappreciated section of society, often overlooked by the media and political elites, yet crucial in the day-to-day functioning of our economy. When truckers threaten to boycott a major hub like New York, it's a bold reminder of the critical role they play and the convictions they hold. Their protest is not just a fleeting statement, it's a demonstration of the enduring American spirit that values freedom, fairness, and justice, principles they believe Trump stands for. Critics argue that the boycott will be ineffective, that other drivers will fill the void, or that the logistics industry could easily absorb the impact. However, the trucking industry has reported a driver shortage, signaling that a boycott of this nature could have tangible repercussions on freight movement and supply chains. A loss of even 10% of drivers willing to service an area like New York is significant and could strain the already tight logistics sector. Dismissing this protest as insignificant could be short-sighted. Moreover, the notion that such boycotts never amount to anything is not only dismissive, but also underestimates the influence that such movements can have when amplified by social media and the Trump support network. These actions contribute to the larger political discourse, influencing public opinion and potentially swaying political outcomes. As the legal challenges against Trump continue, his base is showing their resolve to stand with him, regardless of the outcomes. The boycott is a testament to the loyalty Trump commands and the impact his supporters can have when they mobilize, even in the face of adversity. It's this unwavering support that could play a pivotal role in the political arena as we approach the 2024 presidential election.
Trump was an outlier and extraordinarily committed fraud, and we need to keep it the way and look at it the way it should be looked at.
This is trending on social media. Truckers for Trump.
Yeah. Well, and just go back off of what Chris said. I mean, this is Trump's base, the working class base. And look, buckle up 2024. I mean, this is the first major legal decision we've seen out of Trump's legal issues. You know, let's see what happens next.
That's what I was wondering. Like, if there's a verdict in Georgia that goes against him, now all of a sudden, are there going to be boycotts of the state of Georgia? I don't know.
But the truckers lose money, too, and lose business, too, if they stage this boycott. There'll be other truckers, as Chris said, that will fill that gap. It's not like this is some unionized effort.
I'm going to disagree with that real quick.
Just real quick.
The trucking industry actually has been suffering from a shortage of drivers. And so if 10% say they're not delivering to New York City, there is not the labor force bandwidth to pick up that 10%.
So let's dive into that for a second. Joining us now is Craig Fuller, the founder and CEO of FreightWaves. That is a data reporting agency focusing on global freight. Craig, thanks for being with us here on the Hill. First time, I believe. So you got some of these truckers saying, you know what, we're not going into New York because of what happened to Donald Trump. if I'm just anybody living in New York and I see that headline and you hear what that woman said off the top of the show, should they be concerned?
No, not at all. Freightwaves has been around since 2017. We've covered dozens of quote-unquote boycotts and protests among truck drivers. They never amount to anything, especially not now. One of the folks on the panel mentioned that there is a truck driver shortage. That has been debunked on multiple occasions. The fact is that the trucking industry has too much capacity, and the industry is really struggling from a significant downturn, and we're not going to see truck drivers give up the opportunity to make money simply because of some political stance that they want to take.
But in theory, couldn't independent owner-operators stop what they're doing, right? Like, if you're working for a company and they say drive that truck to New York, you're driving that truck to New York or you're getting fired, I presume, or suspended or whatever. But if you own your own truck and you say, you know what, I don't like what happened to Donald Trump, I'm not going to New York, in theory, I guess that could happen, right?
In theory, it could happen, but we've also looked at multiple of these boycotts and protests, and in theory, they sound great on paper. Not less than 2 weeks ago, we heard that there were going to be 700,000 truck drivers in southern Texas protesting the border crisis that's down there. It simply is not going to happen. There is going to be very little impact to freight flows.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.